Welcome back, students. Welcome to biology classes. Today we are going to see 11th science biology, and we are going to see the next topics of chapter number 7, that is the structural organization in animals. We have already seen several topics related to this chapter. We have seen the different types of tissues. Also, we have seen the first animal, that is the earthworm. We have seen its morphology as well as the anatomical types or anatomical systems. Today we have starting with the next animal. We have already seen the morphology of the second animal, that is cockroach. Today we are going to start with the anatomy of cockroach. So first, in the anatomy part, we are going to see different and several systems which are present in the body of the cockroach, right? So the first system is the digestive system. Now the alimentary canal is divided into three parts. Okay, so first is the foregut, second is the midgut, and third is the hindgut. Thus three of the gut which is present, that means the whole alimentary canal is divided into three parts, right? The first part is said to be the foregut, as it is present at the first part. Then there is presence of midgut, that because it is present in the middle, and the hindgut, that means it is present at the last. Now there are several organs which are present in this areas, right? That is foregut, midgut, and hindgut. In the foregut, it starts from the mouth and it is present till the gizzard. So the regions or the organs which are coming in between the mouth and gizzard, this all the things are coming in foregut, right? Second is the midgut. In midgut, it starts from the hepatic ceca till the Malpighian tubules. And the third is the hindgut, that starts from the ileum till the anus. So these are the three main division which is observed in the alimentary canal, right? Next is, now the mouth opens into pharynx, right? The mouth opens, whatever the cockroach eats, right? It opens inside the mouth, and this mouth opens into the pharynx region. And when this opens into the pharynx region, this pharynx is further elongated into a narrow tube like structure which is known as esophagus, right? This esophagus, it opens into a sac like structure which is known as crop. So firstly, the mouth opens into the pharynx. This pharynx is elongated in a tube like structure which is known as esophagus, and esophagus opens into a into a bag like structure which is known as crop, right? Now this crop, it acts as the storage bag for food. That means the food is temporarily stored in the crop region, right? And or the we can say the crop organ. Now following the crop, that means after the crop, there is presence of the gizzard, and this gizzard is made up of two different layers, right? And these two of the layers are thick in nature, right? So these two layers are, the first is the outer thick layer which have circular cells, or which is made up of circular cells, right? And second is the inner thick layer which is containing what? The cuticle, right? So the inner thick layer of cuticle, it forms six highly chitinous plates. Let's split this words. There is presence of six plates, right? They are highly chitinous, that means there is presence of chitin. For this reason they becomes very hard. So in the inner thick layer of the cuticle, there is presence of six plates of highly chitinous teeth like structures, right? And for this reason these plates are acting as teeth, and the function of this plates is to grind the food, right? Or you can say the grinding the food particles, right? Next is the foregut is lined by cuticle. That means there is presence of the cuticle layer throughout the whole foregut. There is presence of hepatic ceca, where this hepatic ceca, they are gastric ceca. That means, say for example, let's talk about humans. So in humans, the stomach is responsible for secreting gastric juices. Same way here in the cockroach also there is presence of hepatic ceca, and this hepatic ceca, they are said to be the gastric ceca, and they are responsible for secreting the digestive juices. Now once the digestive juices are secreted, what happens? It becomes very easier to let the food digest in a proper manner, right? So here there will be presence of 6 to 8 blind tubules which are known as hepatic ceca. They are also known as gastric ceca. Now, at the junction of the midgut and hindgut, that means at a junction where the midgut and hindgut are joining with each other, right? At that region, there is presence of Malpighian tubules. These Malpighian tubules are present in yellow color, right? And they are thin filamentous structures. So, if it is asked that what are Malpighian tubules, those are yellow in color and they are thin filaments which are involved in the removal of the excretory products, right? That is the removal of the waste material, right? But of what? That is the hemolymph. But here the hemolymph, same, just we have blood in our body, same way the blood of the cockroach is known as hemolymph. So whatever waste products or excretory products are present inside the hemolymph, they are being they are being removed with the use of the Malpighian tubules. Next is the hindgut is comparatively thick than midgut. Normally the midgut is normal in size, but when we are talking about hindgut, in comparison with the midgut, it is comparatively thick. Their presence, the hindgut contains the ileum, colon and rectum, which collectively forms the hindgut, and then at last when the rectum opens in the anus. So in the hindgut there is presence of ileum, colon and rectum, and then this rectum is opening directly into the anus. So this is all about the first anatomy system of cockroach, and that is the digestive system. The second system is the circulatory system. In second system, that is circulation, right? Here in circulation, what is there? The system which is observed, that is the open type of circulatory system. So open type, that means they are not possessing any blood vessels, right? The blood is directly being pumped by the heart and it is directly thrown on the all the different body parts, so that each and every cell and organ gets the blood, or we can say the oxygenated blood. Now there is presence of hemocole, right? Colon, that means that was the body cavity. So same way hemocole, that means a space which is present into the body of the cockroach. And here what happens, there are so many small blood vessels which are opening into this. Now you might be thinking that in the previous point I said that there will be no presence of blood vessels, right? But as all the blood vessels are undeveloped, that means they are not having any ability to carry the blood from one place to another. So simply what they do is they just open themselves into a cavity like structure which is known as hemocole. Now there is presence of hemolymph, and this hemolymph is made up of two things, right? First is the liquid portion which is known as colorless plasma, and the second is the cells which are known as hemocytes. So the cells which are present in the hemolymph is known as hemocytes, and the plasma is colorless. For this reason, as it is not containing any color, for this reason it is known as colorless plasma. Next is the heart of cockroach is made up of elongated muscular tissues. Now, in the heart of the cockroach, it is made up of elongated, that means they are comparatively long muscular tissues, right? And the heart of cockroach, it is present along the mid dorsal line. So if it is asked that what is the exact location of the heart in cockroach, then it is present along the mid dorsal line. Mid, that is in the middle, dorsal, that means on the dorsal side, that is upper side, and it is present in the middle portion. For this reason it is known as mid dorsal line. Next is the hearts are differentiated into funnel shaped chambers on which the ostia are present. Now here what happens, the hearts are differentiated, they are containing the funnel shaped chambers, and this funnel shaped chambers, in this there is presence of ostia, right? So there are several holes which are present on the funnel shaped chambers which are present which are there in the heart, right? That means the heart itself, it is created in such a way that it is seen as a funnel shaped chamber, and on this funnel shaped chamber there is presence of holes, or we can say ostia, and this ostia's function is to bring the blood from the sinuses to heart. That means from all the body organs or body cells, right? The deoxygenated blood, that means the blood which is not containing oxygen, it is brought from the sinuses, that means from the different cells or organs through the use of sinuses it is coming to the heart, and once in the heart the exchange of gases takes place, right? What happens? The blood which is now converted into the oxygenated blood, this again with the help of those sinuses only, it is again sent back to the different parts and cells of the body. So right, so the in the heart the pumping of the blood is taking place, and after that again the sinuses are only the one which are going to carry what? The blood, right? So this is about the second type of system, and that is the circulatory system. The third type of system is the respiratory system. So in the respiratory system, here the respiratory system, this type of animals does not contain specialized organs like lungs or any other, right? But they do possess a network of trachea, right? And this directly opens into several small holes which are known as spiracles, right? Here in cockroach there is presence of 10 pairs of spiracles. Now these spiracles are present on the lateral side, that means it is present on the two different sides, that is on left and right. Then this trachea is furtherly subdivided into tracheoles, and these tracheoles are present in order to carry the oxygen from air, that is the atmospheric air, to all the parts of the body. So the function of this tracheole, so the trachea is first going to in the intake of the air which is done from the atmosphere, right? So it is done and it enters the trachea, and from trachea there is several subdivision which is observed, which are known as tracheoles. And this tracheoles, what is its function? They are carrying the oxygen to different body parts, right? There is presence of sphincter which regulates the opening of the spiracles. So once the opening takes place, the exchange of the gases are taking place, right? So with the use of the spiracles, right, and the tracheoles, the exchange of gases takes place, as well as the sphincter also regulates the opening of the spiracles. This is about the next system, that is a respiratory system. Now we are going to see the next system, that is the excretory system. So the excretory system or the excretion in cockroach is carried out with the use of the Malpighian tubules. As I told you in the digestive system only, that the Malpighian tubules are responsible for carrying out the excretion. So here when we are talking about the Malpighian tubules, each of the tubule, they are lined by glandular and ciliated cells. That means glandular cells are going to be they are specialized for any secretion, and ciliated cells, they are specialized, or we can say they are having cilia, right? Now they absorb nitrogenous waste products and convert them into uric acid. Now normally three different types of animals are observed in this environment, right? First is the organism, the ammonotelic organism. That means those organisms which are releasing out their waste in the form of ammonia, right? Second are the uricotelic, right? Uricotelic means the animals which release out the excretory waste in the form of uric acid. And the third one are ureotelic, that means the animals, they release out the excretory waste in the form of urea. So ammonia, then uric acid, and the urea, right? Ammonia, uric acid, and urea, these are the three nitrogenous wastes, and based upon the type of waste, the animals are divided into groups, right? So here, as this cockroach is excreting out the nitrogenous waste in the form of uric acid, for this reason the cockroach is said to be the uricotelic organism, right? So the nitrogenous waste is converted into uric acid, right? Now the excretion of this waste product is through hindgut, right? So what happens, the excretion which takes place, as the Malpighian tubules are present in between the midgut and the hindgut, from the Malpighian tubules, whatever waste products are being taken or whatever waste products are being gathered, they all are passed to the hindgut, right? The fat body, nephrocytes, and uricose glands help in excretion. So these are the three things which are helping in the excretory part, right? That is the fat body, that means the body is fat. Second is the nephrocytes, that means the specialized cells which is going to carry out the excretion. And the third is the uricose gland, that means those glands which are going to or which are responsible for the converting of the nitrogenous waste products into the uric acid, right? So this is about the excretory system. Next is the nervous system. In the nervous system of cockroach, it is made up of, or it consists of ganglia. Ganglions are what? That they are the bunch of nerve cells, right? So there will be presence. The exact developed brain is not present in the cockroach. For this reason, there is several bunch of nerves which are present, and those are known as the ganglia. So the nervous system of cockroach, it is consisting of ganglia, and they are joined by longitudinal connectives, right? So that means they are longitudinally connected with the different ganglions, right? So not only single ganglion is present, but there are so many different ganglions which are present, and they are connected longitudinally, right? And this system runs on the ventral side, that means it is present on the ventral side and towards the surface, right? Now three ganglia, see, now the body of the cockroach is divided into three parts, that is head, thorax and abdomen. So three ganglia are present in the thorax region. In the head portion, already the head is present, or already the brain part is there. But when we are talking about the thorax and abdomen region, even they also need the nerve cells for getting the stimulus and responding to those stimulus, right? So here three ganglia are present in the thorax region and 6 ganglia are present in the abdomen region. Next is the brain is represented by the supraesophageal ganglions. Supraesophageal ganglions, that means those ganglions which are present in the region from where the esophagus is passing. Supra means on the upper side, that means the particular on the upper side of this ganglion, right, that is representing the brain. That ganglion is present in which region? From where the on the upper side what is passing? The esophagus is passing. So as it is passing on the from the down, as it is present on the downward side of the esophagus, right? For this reason, this is known as supraesophageal ganglion, and the function of this is to supply the nerves to eyes and antenna. They are connected with the eyes and antenna, and this eyes and antenna are one of the best sensory organs which are found in the cockroach. Now the sense organs are the antenna, eyes, maxillary pulps, labial pulps and anal cerci. So these are the 5 different sense organs which are observed in the cockroach. They all are going to sense the different conditions of the environment, and along with that they are also going to get or absorb or sense the stimulus, and they are going to send the messages through the help of nerves, and the brain is going to respond to those stimulus, right? Next is the eyes are compound eyes, and they are present on the dorsal surface of the head. So on the head there will be presence of compound eyes, that means you can see simply, if you have seen cockroach, then you can easily notice that the eyes which are present on the head region, they are comparatively bulged out, right? So those type of eyes are known as compound eyes, right? Next is there is presence of 2000 hexagonal ommatidia which receives several images, and this kind of vision is known as mosaic vision. Now when this particular animal, it is containing hexagonal ommatidia, right, that means they do possess this many ommatidia, and they are going to have, or they are going to receive so many images, right? And as they are finding, or as they are getting so many visions at a time, this type of vision is known as mosaic vision. And when more sensitivity is there, at that time there will be less resolution. So more the sensitivity, less the resolution. And this type of animal is a nocturnal animal, that means in the night time also their vision is very clear. That means in night time also, that means the cockroach can also see in the night time as well as in the daytime. So this type of vision is known as nocturnal vision, that is they can also see or visualize in daytime as well as in the night time. So this is about the nervous system, and the last part or the last system of the anatomy is the reproductive system. In the reproductive system, the main thing is that this animal is dioecious animal. That means they are unisexual. That means the male reproductive system is present in another cockroach, as well as the female is present in another. That means both of the systems are present in different animals, right? So first we will see about the male reproductive system, and second we will see about the female reproductive system. First, about the male reproductive system. Now, the male reproductive system is made up of pair of testes which are present on lateral sides in 4 to 6 segments of abdomen. Now, let's remember only abdomen for the reproductive system, right? Into 4 to 6 segment of the abdomen, there will be presence of the pair of testes, and they both the pairs or the both the testes which are present, they are present on the lateral sides. Next, there will be presence of the vas deferens. This vas deferens arises from the testes, right? That means whatever sperms are produced inside the testes, it is or they are being carried with the help of the vas deferens. This vas deferens opens into a ejaculatory duct through the use of the seminal vesicle, right? So with the help of the seminal vesicle, this vas deferens is opening into a duct which is known as ejaculatory duct. This ejaculatory duct opens into the male gonapore, which is present ventrally to the anus. So where anus is there, on the ventral portion of the, means on the downward side of the anus, there will be presence of a pore like structure which is known as male gonopore, and this ejaculatory duct, it opens into that male gonopore, right? And from this region only there will be the release of the sperms which is taking place. Now, there are also the accessory reproductive glands which are found in the males, and here when we are talking about the male cockroach, there is present of mushroom gland, and this mushroom gland is present in the segment 6th and 7th of the abdomen. So in the abdomen region, in the 6th and 7th segment, there will be presence of a specialized gland which is the accessory reproductive gland in male, and that is mushroom gland. There is also presence of the male gonapophysis. Male gonapophysis means the external genitalia, right? That means the external organs which are present in the males for ejecting out the sperms, right? Next is the seminal vesicle, and the function of the seminal vesicle is to store the sperms, and they are stick together to form a bundle which are known as spermatophores. So in the seminal vesicles, you can see that the temporary storage of the sperms is carried out in the seminal vesicle, and when the sperms are stored over here, what happens, they stick to each other and they form a bunch like structure which is known as spermatophores. So this is all about the first system, that is the male reproductive system. The second is the female reproductive system, and in the female reproductive system there will be presence of two large ovaries, right? And these two of the large ovaries are present in the 2nd to 6th abdominal segment. That means in the abdomen region, it starts from the 2nd segment till the 6th segment, right? So in between the 2nd to 6th segment of the abdomen, there will be presence of two pairs of large ovaries, right? So two large ovaries are present, that comes to one pair. Now, a group of 8 ovarioles is present in ovary. There will be presence of 8 ovarioles in the ovary, right? So that means ovarioles means the cells or inside the tube-like structures which are present inside the ovary, and they are going to produce what, the egg cells. There will be presence of oviduct, and this oviduct is connected to each of the ovary. This are connected with each of the ovary, and after that they fuse with each other to form a single passage which is known as vagina. So this oviducts are oviduct, this comes from both of the ovary, and it at a several part or at some region they combine with each other to form a common path which is known as vagina. Now, the oviduct opens into the genital chambers. That means the genital chambers, that means the ones which are going to receive the different sperms as well as the release of the eggs, right? So in the sixth segment there will be presence of the spermatheca, right? So in the sixth segment of the abdominal region, right, or the abdominal segment, what there will be present, there will be presence of spermatheca. Those are going to receive the sperms. There will be also presence of ootheca, and this ootheca is a capsule which is present on the fertilized egg. Just as we saw for the earthworm that they form cocoon like structures, same way in this type of animals also, a brown color or a dark reddish or blackish brown colored shell is present on the fertilized egg, right? And they are responsible, or they are said to be what, the ootheca. Now the female possess 9 to 10 ootheca. So in one female cockroach there will be presence of 9 to 10 ootheca, while each of this theca or each of this ootheca is having 14 to 16 eggs. So here when we are talking about the female contains 9 to 10 ootheca, and from this 9 to 10 ootheca, from this each ootheca is going to contain what, 14 to 16 eggs, right? So in cockroach the number of eggs which are formed at a time will be comparatively more. Now a nymph stage is observed in cockroach, and this nymph stage is what, the adult stage, right? But for achieving the adult stage, what it need is the particular cockroach has to mold itself 13 times, right? So 13 times it is going to mold itself into the same stage. That means, say for example, if a particular baby cockroach, right, if it is there, so it has to mold it himself or mold itself 13 times. It has to go through the same phases every single time, and once it is reaching a stage where it can bear all the situations, at that time it is entering into a stage which is known as the nymph stage. So that is nothing but the adult stage. So here we complete the reproductive system in cockroach, right? So I hope you are very clear with today's topic, and I hope to see you again. Thank you.